Asia's richest man has settled his accounts with the United States Justice Department. One of Gautam Adani's companies announcing Monday a $275 million settlement in a probe over the purchase of sanctioned Iranian liquefied petroleum gas. This comes days after Adani agreed to a separate $18 million settlement in a U.S. civil court that alleged bribes in India to win lucrative solar energy supply contracts. Now, there was no admission of guilt there. On Monday, the Trump administration, though, moving to dismiss all criminal charges against Adani. On the eve of the announcement, he sounded upbeat.
Challenges are inevitable when a group continues to grow and move forward. And we are always prepared for those challenges. That is because our intentions are honest and without fault. And that gives us inner strength. Even amid these challenges, you can see that the group has made significant progress.
And that brings us to our Spotlight segment. His books include Gas Wars, Crony Capitalism, and the Adanis. From Gurugram, outside the Indian capital, New Delhi, journalist Paranjoy Guha-Thakurta joins us. Thank you for being with us here on France 24.
Thank you, François Picard. One correction, my book is about not Adani, but Ambani, who's also one of India's richest men. Yes, he's also one of the big oligarchs.
Thank you. Thank you for the correction.
Go ahead and ask me whatever you wish to.
First of all, your reaction to sort of, piece for our viewers, please, together, is sort of the timeline that led to this announcement on Monday.
All right. For that, we have to go back a little bit. We have to go back to the 17th of March, 2023, when the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States, seized Gautam Adani's nephew, Sagar Adani's personal electronic devices. It was a judicially authored search warrant. But this information was not disclosed when the Adani Group, a particular company in the Adani Group, raised money from investors in the United States. This resulted in two sets of investigations, one by the FBI, which comes under the Department of Justice in the US, and the other involves the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, one was failure to disclose information, and the other was bribery and fraud. Now, all these things have happened, and now, after 2023, the Department of Justice, there was a grand jury indictment in November 2024, which says that, look, you're guilty of paying bribes of $265 million to get solar energy contracts in India, which comes under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act of the United States.
That's because U.S. dollars are being used in these alleged transactions.
No, the allegation was that a bribe of $265 million was paid to get solar energy contracts, and this was not disclosed when the Adani Group raised money from U.S. investors.
Got it.
That was the allegation. Okay, now what has happened is, after that, there's a lot that has happened. Now, the Department of Justice tried to issue summons to Mr. Adani and his nephew. Then finally, what did he do? He hired the personal attorney of Mr. Trump, Robert, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Giuffa, G-I-U-F-F-A, and then he strikes what is called a plea bargain. Now, a plea bargain is you don't admit your guilt, but you still pay the fine. Why will Mr. Gautam Adani pay $6 million and Sagar Adani pay $12 million? And that's not all. The U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control says you have to pay $275 million for shipping gas from Iran. And wait, it doesn't stop there. As soon as Mr. Trump knew that he was going to be elected, Mr. Adani promised that he would be investing $10 billion in the United States of America to create 15 15,000 jobs.
And
So
that lawyer
this
that
is the
you mentioned,
timeline
and that lawyer that you mentioned, quick to add last month that that money would be forthcoming if the charges were dropped.
Now, obviously, you can read between the lines, you can connect the dots, and you can arrive at your conclusion whether this is some sort of a quid pro quo or not. I will just give you the facts, and you are welcome to arrive at your own. I mean, India needs investments too. India needs $10 billion of investment. The Prime Minister is telling people not to use foreign currency, to save on gas, to save on fuel, austerity measures. India needs those 15,000 jobs. The big question is, why have the government agencies in India not acted on the evidence that has been already in the public domain, in the grand jury indictment? The answer to that question would be Mr. Gautam Adani's proximity to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. The two are like very, very close friends. They've been close friends for years and years. And if you track Mr. Modi's political ascendancy with that of Mr. Adani, you find a remarkable correlation. And Mr. Modi has traveled the globe to help to promote Mr. Adani's interests. And whenever anybody criticizes Mr. Adani, it's made out as if it is a criticism against India.
And you felt the brunt of that yourself. There's been lawsuits against you. The journalist rights group RSF has denounced the 7 suits against you by the Adani Group.
That's correct. I happen to be the only citizen of India, and India has 1.4 billion plus citizens. Me and people I've worked with, I'm the recipient of 7 cases of defamation that are pending in different courts of law in different parts of India, and I'm contesting each and every case. So this is the reality of India. This is the reality of crony capitalism and oligarchy in this country.
Very quickly, because we're out of time, Paranjoy, but the proximity to Narendra Modi, has it helped all that much when we see that relations between Donald Trump and the Indian Prime Minister have not been what they were during his first term?
I go along with you. Mr. Trump has been extremely critical of Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India. And he has been publicly saying several things which many in India, including the political opposition, would consider insulting and derogatory to India. But it seems that Mr. Modi has chosen to look the other way. Whether it be buying oil from Russia, whether it be striking a deal. In fact, the opposition has been saying that, the kind of deal that India is proposing to sign is against the interests of the Indian people, against the interests of Indian farmers, and much of this is being done to help Mr. Modi's friend, who is Mr. Gautam Adani. These are the allegations made by the leader of the opposition in India's parliament and several other leaders of the opposition. And so it's become a very, very high profile and a rather messy kind of a situation for Mr. Modi and for Mr. Adani.
Certainly not the last chapter. Paranjoy Guha-Thakurta, many thanks for being with us from outside of the Indian capital.
Thank you so much.